Liliana Cabrera.
Yes, y Xavier André Galindo. So we're here,
Muchas
you're
gracias,
listening
señorita.
to Real Talk, and we'll move along with the news. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about choices in life and the way that we prioritize and what things will make us happier in the long run. I came across a study where it showed that people who put romance before work tend to live happier and be more satisfied with their life in the long run. Okay? Do you want me to explain how this...
A ver, sí, por favor.
Okay. So the way that researchers came up with this idea or this conclusion is that they wanted to ask people what they regret more in life. So they asked a number of people to think back in their lives and identify times in their lives that they really regret something. And most often than not, they would regret more things that they did wrong in relationships. And not just romantic relationships, but even relationships with parents and kids. It turned out...
So not only romance
was like the most that came up, but even relationships with parents and stuff. So people would regret more like a breakup or cheating on their mate or like forgetting a Valentine's Day, not buying chocolates. Like the effect that had on them was much more deeper than, let's say, they quit a job or they didn't take a job opportunity. So those things came up more when they asked them, what are your biggest regrets, compared to saying like, oh, I didn't take that job opportunity, or I quit that job, or I didn't take that risk at my job. There was more regrets in a person's life that were related to romance and to relationships.
How do you feel about it?
You know, I think it's very true. I think a lot of times, especially in our capitalistic culture, where it's like constantly people are just, trying to find the next lucrative thing and just come up, and in a very like dog eat dog world, we tend to forget just like human connection, because there isn't a lot of room for it, you know what I mean? Just like bonding and building connections and, spending time with family, spending time with the elderly in our family, our grandparents, and really cherishing aging and the process of like, aging in family. I think it's very true. And the research says like why people regret it more is because we are fundamentally like, our psychology is to be like social creatures and to have social contact and to be connected to people, and that's how we get the most reward in life, is to have connections. And even when you get reward through work, a lot of times it's because you make that human connection with someone else and you're impacting someone, or you're whatever, connecting with folks. So I think that's very true. A lot of folks may prioritize their career and not pay as much attention to feeding like their emotions, and that could really like screw them over in the long run and really regret not putting a special person, prioritizing them, putting them first.
¿Sabes qué? Tienes razón. Yo pienso que también nos hemos olvidado un poquito de que somos animales sociales y que esa es yo creo que el aspecto de nuestras vidas que a veces no le ponemos atención, ¿verdad? Y que es tal vez la parte que más nos hace sentir más alegres y más llenos, que más completos, ¿me entiendes? Cuando hemos creado conexiones con alguien que es que muy influencial, que influye mucho en tu vida y que trae mucha alegría y muchas cosas buenas, ¿no?
Yeah.
Yo creo que tienes razón en eso.
Yeah.
Gracias.
And then also, I mean, the study was talking about like a lot of folks regret like not getting like Valentine's Day gifts or forgetting like special occasions, but also just try to keep the love alive at all times of the year. There's always a good time to appreciate folks and do special things, and that's really when they stand out more. Like wow, you really thought about me, you took the time, and and having a balance. And I feel like it has to do a lot with maturity, and as you grow older, and really recognizing things that are most important in your life. Because maybe as you're growing up, and when you're starting to become independent and you have your own money and you're wanting to do things for yourself and stabilize yourself, those things aren't as much of a priority. But with maturity, you really like learn like, okay, I value these people and they affect me in a certain way, and
maybe I think that maybe también is part of it is the idea that a veces cuando pensamos, no hubiera roto con esta novia porque era tan no. Yo pienso que a veces le damos excusa a los problemas que tenemos y nos concentramos en una cierta persona que en algún momento quisimos y que hicimos algo estúpido en ese momento y que la quería tanto y yo sería tan feliz si estuviera con ella. Parte de eso también es eso, ¿me entiendes? todos esos imbéciles que dicen, oh, que están llorando borrachos. Oh, I should've done that.
What we
I
were
loved
talking
her
about
so
earlier,
much."
just like regretting it, regretting and holding on to
¿Qué tan
it.
difícil tú crees? Porque eso yo pienso que también tiene que ver con qué tan difícil uno cree que es encontrar una persona con la cual uno puede ser feliz, ¿me entiendes?
Yeah.
¿No?
Yeah.
Para ti, ¿qué
How
tan
that
difícil?
how that person views it,
Sí, yo pienso que,
Yeah.
claro, o sea, porque si para ti...
dependiendo de la persona.
Claro, porque si
how
para ti
difficult
es
they think it is.
difícil, para ti es difícil encontrar una persona con la cual encuentres conexión, entonces está bien que le des a eso prioridad a que, por decir, en ese momento tengas una oferta, un trabajo fuera del estado y que tengas que dejar a esa persona por el trabajo que vas a tener, ¿me entiendes?
Yeah.
Entonces, yo pienso que eso depende de qué tan difícil es para ti tener una conexión con una persona. Para mí, en realidad, es un poco difícil. No es fácil para nada. Es un poco difícil.
Yeah.
Entonces, como que yo sí un poco dudo de hacer decisiones así drásticas, ¿me entiendes? En cuestión a un cambio de vida que me vaya a prevenir a estar con esa persona o cerca de esa persona.
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes?
Yeah.
¿Tú?
Yeah, so for me, I think I'm somewhere in between. Like I think it's difficult to find someone that you really have a connection with. Like, you know, you meet a lot of people and maybe you get along, but you know, for there to be a lot of compatibility, I think I'm very selective as far as like who I would really build a connection with. But also, like, on the ride here, we were talking about, like, you know, there's one thing to like cherish a connection, but then if it doesn't work out, like, not be stuck on it either.
Oh, yeah.
And be willing
Oh,
to
yeah.
like move on. So
Yeah.
I think it's a healthy balance to, like, you know, how you said, like, really weigh out your options and see, like, is this person's, because ultimately, like, you could, even if you didn't take that job opportunity and you stayed with this person, you could have a beautiful life, and you know, it wouldn't even compare to that job opportunity. So being able
You're
to,
right. It's about
to-
balance. It's
yeah,
about
it's
balance.
about
Porque
balance, like,
también,
really
o
thinking
sea,
about-
claro, o sea, tienes que, si esa pareja te quiere mucho, también tal vez puedes conversar con ella y entender, mira,